Hi guys, it's JB here. Still reeling from a game that we should have won but drew against Luton Town. I am going to bang on about Tony Harrington and referee VAR Peter Banks, because these two deserve a lot of my criticism and a lot of my anger today, because, well, this weekend I'm still angry about it. I know it took place some 48 hours ago. 48 hours on, I'm still just as angry. I'm still just as upset about it, because that's probably cost my team nearly £200 million now if we get relegated. You know, it's just, I'll talk about that goal at the end, because it's in a little while, because it's gonna probably, I'm going to spend 5 minutes doing it, because at the end of the day he needs looking at. First of all, I thought the performance was very workmanlike on Friday night. I thought we played well. I mean, it wasn't going to be pretty. Relegation 6 pointers normally aren't. We should have scored in the 6th minute. Goodmanson had a clear chance, one-on-one, should score. That's a big chance wasted. If that goes in, do half the things that follow happen? Probably not. It's, you know, Goodmanson, if he gets it either side of the keeper, it's 1-0, it's 1-0. You know, and we've got a whole different ball game, but it didn't work out that way for whatever reason. It was disappointing. Luton had a couple of good opportunities, but I didn't think threatened too much. They tested Trafford a couple of times, but they were routine saves. But I thought it were a bit even, Stephen. I think we scored on the 35th minute, and then Odegaard, he's you know, he's been a sensation for us this season. You know, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have the points we've got, to be fair. Absolutely whips a new arsehole out of the Luton defenders. Puts a beautiful crossing for Zeki Anduni. It's a scruffy finish, if I'm being honest. He's hit that towards goal. The keeper's got a hand on it, Kavinsky, but it's gone in the net, and we've got a bit of luck. Well, we thought we got a bit of lucky from the goal that's been lacking most of this season so far. So that was a good blow for us to strike, or so we thought. Gets into the second half. You know, we didn't really, you know, it wasn't a pretty game to watch second half. Why do you take off Odegaard? Why do you take off Anduni? You know, it just doesn't make sense. You take off Goodmanson. You know, we had a couple of chances really to finish it off, but then we're going to the 90th minute. The game's still in the melting pot, and this is where the officials, in my opinion, namely Tony Harrington and VAR ref Peter Banks, should be vilified and criticised and sacked, because this decision alone is criminal. You know, it's a refereeing crime. Luton get the ball into the penalty area. Now Adebayo, whatever his name is, he's clearly looking at James Trafford, right? By the way, Trafford had a good game the other night, deserved a clean sheet. Trafford has no idea that Adebayo is going to go into him. So as far as Trafford's concerned, the ball's coming over, he's about to jump and try and get the cross. Whether he gets the ball or not is irrelevant. We'll never know. The fact of the matter is, Adebayo looks at Trafford and decides to sprint the 2 yards. So 1 second flat, within 1 second flat, he's flattened Trafford, and it's allowed Carlton Morris to get in there and who came on as a sub, get in there and score the equaliser with his head. I watched it live and I knew straight away it was a foul. Watching it real time, you know, I didn't need a replay to see that was a clear and obvious foul. But for whatever reason, I don't know what planet Tony Harrington was on, but how can you give the goal for that? It's preposterous. What makes it even worse, and I find it very hard to stomach, is that Peter Banks, with about 35 different camera angles, cannot even see the incident. I mean, it's blatantly obvious. And this is why the PGMOL are ruining British football. It is an absolute tragedy that this bunch, they're supposed to be professional. They're supposed to be professional match officials who don't even give a toss. They favour certain teams, like, forget the Man Cities and the Man Uniteds of this world, they always get the decisions. But when you're down at the bottom, you can guarantee that Burnley won't get decisions. Wolves have certainly had the wrong end of the green. They've not had the rub of the green with decisions. They probably had it worse than Burnley, to be fair. But we've lost 12 effing points now of VAR decisions. Now, if you top those points up, we're 5 points above the drop zone. We're above the likes of Everton and Fulham. Or whatever, you know. It's a total disaster. We were robbed at Forest. We were robbed at Bournemouth for clear handball. The Forest goal was the winning goal for Foster was sensationally disallowed. Then we were done against West Ham at 0-0 when Coley Orshaw went down. It was a clear penalty. If we get that and it goes in, we're talking a different ball game. West Ham don't get back in that game. We lose 2-1. At Villa, when Stuart Atwell, a Luton fan, did us over 3 times. The 2 soft bookings for Sander Berg, which wasn't. The failure not to send off Diego Carlos for a clear and obvious deliberate handball and denying of a goal scoring opportunity, and then to rub salt into the wound at 95th minute, John Duran goes down as if he's been shot by Lee Harvey Oswald. They get a penalty, win the game. And then this on Friday night, the Adebayo barge on the goalkeeper. When is this VAR madness going to end? All we ask is a bit of fucking fairness. We can't even get that. The PGMOL are clearly not fit for purpose. They're clearly not good enough. They need to be investigated. And I think Howard Webb should be sacked. I think Peter Banks should be sacked. I think Stuart Atwell should be sacked. And I also think Tony Harrington is not good enough neither. I sack a lot of them and get people in who can actually referee it properly, referee it fairly, understand the laws of the frigging game, and then come out in the media afterwards and explain why they made these decisions. Because quite frankly, this cloak and dagger stuff from the PGMOL is clearly not good enough. And it needs to stop now, because quite frankly, if that decision cost Burnley a place in the Premier League and £120 million, then the PGMOL, in my opinion, are to blame. And, you know, they are not. In my opinion, they've cost us 2 points on Friday night. And I've come to the conclusion that the PGMOL, run by that muppet Howard Webb, are clearly not fit for any purpose. End of story.